Welcome back to the Takeout. Just moments ago, President Trump was asked about a request that came to him today from Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries to meet to resolve the government shutdown. Here's what he said.
They're doing this because they have Trump derangement syndrome. But I would love to meet. I would like to meet with both of them. But I set one little caveat. I will only meet if they let the country open.
That's where the White House is. Meanwhile, Democrats in the House and in the Senate are standing firm, demanding that Republicans must negotiate a way to extend Affordable Care Act subsidies. On that topic and others, I spoke earlier today with Pennsylvania Democratic lawmaker Chris Deluzio. Pennsylvania Democratic Congressman Chris Deluzio coming to us from his district in western Pennsylvania near Pittsburgh. Congressman, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Just a couple of moments ago, President Trump in the Rose Garden talking about the shutdown, day 21. He clearly relishes, in his words, the ability to close down Democrat programs through the Office of Management and Budget. How much longer could you as Democrats sustain this shutdown, and are you going to continue to support the Democratic leadership in its current posture about ending it?
Look, I think our position is clear. The American people are with us. They want action to stop the skyrocketing healthcare costs. They want a bipartisan deal to negotiate reopening the government. I've been back and forth to Washington the last couple of weeks, and the one thing that's been consistent is there are no House Republicans. Mike Johnson's canceled votes. I'll cite you something I did, Major. I sent a survey out to my district asking simply, should Speaker Johnson have us back in session voting to reopen the government? 93% think that that should happen. This isn't that complicated. We should be working out a deal, do something about these expiring healthcare tax credits, reopen the government on a bipartisan basis. I think that's a straightforward, common sense way to get through this.
If I'm a constituent of you, let's do this thought experiment, and I say, but Congressman,
Sure.
The Republicans say if you vote to reopen the government, they'll have a negotiated settlement with you. Why not?
Well, they haven't told us that. And in fact, every time I've been down in Washington, again, the House Republicans aren't in session. Let's negotiate a deal. Let's take action now on these health care tax credits that are expiring. In Pennsylvania, Penny is the Affordable Care Act exchange. People are getting notices imminently. That open enrollment period starts in just a week or two. This is happening right now. We need action right now to deal with these expiring tax credits. That's on top of the big, beautiful bill the Republicans passed that makes cuts to things like Medicaid and healthcare, where lots of people in my district are going to feel a lot of pain and crash household budgets if Congress doesn't take action and take action very soon.
But to that point, Speaker Johnson and Majority Leader Thune has said if Democrats vote to reopen the government, there will be negotiations. They've made that promise. Why isn't that good enough?
Because those notices are going out already. People are going to be seeing, and we've already seen the averages in my district. Both of my counties, Beaver and Allegheny County, we're going to expect to see around 75% increases in premiums for people. It's already happening. And so we need to extend these tax credits right now as a bare minimum. And I think folks who are seeing, not just on the ACA exchanges, but maybe you've got employer coverage, those premiums are going up for everybody. They'll be worse when you factor in the Medicaid cuts and you factor in folks who will lose health insurance and then might find themselves in an emergency room because they can't afford their care, where those costs go on everybody. This is a healthcare crisis that the Republicans making. They should work with Democrats right now to fix it, not some open-ended promise to do it in the future.
I'll play you sound from Senator John Fetterman about the shutdown and get your reaction on the other side. Let's play it.
I'm going to vote for the Republican side because it's wrong to shut the government down.
I mean, it's a hard rule. It's like I can't ever or will ever vote to shut our government down.
Right now, I'm only one of two Democrats that are voting to keep the government open. And I have chose to do that because I think it's like a core responsibility as a senator.
A core responsibility to keep the government open. How do you respond to that, Congressman Deluzio?
I think a shutdown is foolish, and yet the Republicans refuse to work with Democrats. And remember, they have full control of the House, the Senate, the White House. If they need Democratic votes, they should negotiate with us. And look, I have some disagreement here with the senators, you can imagine. I can't imagine he'd really say he'd support shutting down the government or supporting a funding bill that repealed, say, the Civil Rights Act or Social Security. And so, of course, you have to have values as part of this. And again, I think it's clear what should happen. There should be a bipartisan deal that takes action to extend these soon-to-be expiring healthcare tax credits.
What's the practical effect politically, Congressman, of Fetterman siding with the Republicans, in your view?
Far be it from me to guess. I just think that people in my district want us to work out a compromise. They are seeing, and they're about to see it in a much more real way, these increases through Penny, our ACA exchange in Pennsylvania. They want action on healthcare. And it's already been blowing up too many family budgets. I'll give you one example. In my district, you take a 60-year-old couple making around the average typical household income. They're going to see their premiums go up $12,000 for the year if action doesn't happen to these tax credits. That would blow up any family's budget around that income level. It's exactly why we need a deal here, again, on government funding and to extend these tax credits.
You have been mentioned as someone who might challenge Senator Fetterman next year, or 2028, rather. Forgive me, not 2026, 2028. You have traveled around the state. You have appeared with Bernie Sanders. You are endorsing candidates in statewide offices. That is the kind of thing that a profile builder does if a profile builder is thinking about running statewide. Are you?
I am thinking about trying to help my judicial candidates win retention, who are facing an onslaught of right-wing money right now that wants to overturn the state Supreme Court that frankly put in fair congressional maps. And I'm trying to help Democratic candidates who are going to flip Republican-held congressional seats in my Commonwealth. Those votes, those Republican members are taking votes that hurt my constituents. And I've got my own reelection next year. So 2028 is a lifetime away. The things I'm doing is what you'd expect me to do as a Democrat who is deeply committed to Pennsylvania and the people who sent me to Washington to fight for all of us.
Do you believe Pennsylvania Democrats are having any buyer's remorse with Senator Fetterman?
I know some might be, some might not. I mean, look, it's a long time away. He's got another couple of years in his term. And as I said in the piece I think you're thinking about, I've got to have a productive relationship with my whole delegation when the time comes for us to fight for funding and all the rest. So I'll have my policy disagreements and differences where they are. I'm going to keep staying focused on my job and helping us flip these seats in Pennsylvania.
Congressman Chris Deluzio, Pittsburgh, Western Pennsylvania. I appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thanks, Major.